Klitschko, who's unbeaten since 2004 when Lamont Brewster beat him. Emmanuel Stewart transformed him from a tentative, gun-shy fighter into a confident champion, using his jab, footwork, protecting his chin better, and dominating opponents. In his mind, he'll want to put on a performance in memory of Manny tonight. Be sure of that, Wladimir. Wach's keeping everybody waiting here. The referee's called him over, and I'm not quite sure why he's not going there. Are they not happy with the gloves or something, Richie?
Yeah, I think so. Or he's just trying this delaying tactic, right, but they're together now.
You receive my instructions in the dressing room, obey my commands, and protect yourself at all times. All right? Let's touch gloves. I expect a good, clean fight. Let's touch gloves. Let's touch them. Touch them. Let's go.
As so often, there's been a bit of bad blood in the build-up. Wach's said one or two things which have not amused Wladimir Klitschko, who might not be in the mood here to show much mercy. One bookmaking firm had him at 33-1 on to win this fight. And there has been a problem finding credible opponents in what is a difficult era for the division, but you can't quarrel with what Wladimir and Vitaly, his brother, have done. They've dominated. It's the East European takeover from the Americans of the heavyweight division, really. What has Wach got? What can he bring? How is he psychologically affected from being the other guy in the other corner in a fight as big as this? Almost plucked from nowhere.
Yeah, straight away you see Klitschko just pouring out that left hand, just trying to measure that gap, and he's up against someone who's got just as and probably a longer reach, but gets through with a good 1-2. That's positive, but that's the problem he will have. He'll be used to just sticking that jab out, hitting his opponent and keeping him at bay, but now he's probably got to stretch a little bit further, but it's a good positive start from Klitschko.
And he's not finding Wach that easy to miss, is he, either? He's catching with right hands, measuring him for size with the jab. Wladimir in the red trunks, of course. 36 years of age now. Vitaly, his brother, even older, and seemingly on the verge of retirement and a political career.
And straight away you see Wach, his nose is reddening a little bit. That's from them. Straight right hands and another one. He keeps dropping his left hand back, and he keeps getting caught with that 1-2 combination. So he's got to be a little bit more clever. He's got to stand a little bit taller and keep that left hand up.
He's got to use some head movement to get the gloves up or something, because these right hands are crashing in already, predictably enough. I mean, one key moment might be if Wach ever lands his right hand, which has looked pretty powerful a couple of times at a much, much lesser level. This is kind of like, in football terms, moving up from Bristol Rovers to Barcelona.
Yeah, well, now you see, it's the accuracy from Klitschko that's the difference here. Wach, he's a bit like a rabbit in the headlights at the moment. He's been caught with 2 or 3 hard shots. You can see him just squinting the eyes now and again. That right hand that's getting through, but it's the accuracy in his work from the champion.
And every challenger finds it so very, very difficult to get to Wladimir Klitschko, such as his footwork and his technique. All things that Emmanuel Stewart worked with him on all those years. He was on the floor a lot earlier on in his career, wasn't he? So there's always that hope for Wach. Hasn't happened much lately, though.
See, Wach is more content on what's coming at him first. He should be trying to deliver that jab. That's a little bit better, although it's a slow shot. Got to quicken that punch up. But it's the low left hand that really worries me about Wach. He just keeps circling to his left with that low left hand, and that is just inviting the right hand over the top.
Well, they should have worked on that really all the time in training, to keep that left hand up and block Klitschko's right. If not, in trouble. He's going to have to show a lot of grit, a lot of durability, and a fair bit of devil as well to even make an argument of this, I think, Wach. Klitschko's opening round.
Yeah, good round for the champion, a dominant round. Caught his opponent with those 1-2s. There's Jonathan Banks in the corner.
You mix up your punches really good.
Good straight work here from Klitschko, straight down the middle, right hand. Wach's left hand very, very low. He's up against a very mobile heavyweight in Klitschko, but there, the accuracy with those shots, hitting the target again.
They always work in each other's corners, Vitaly and Wladimir, and they will never fight each other as brothers, and I think that's right. Much as some people want to see it, I don't know why.
What I have seen from this fella in the past, Ian, he tends to concede his height a little bit. He's got to stand a little bit taller and use that long jab a little bit more. He didn't do it in that opening round.
Klitschko is 6'6". Wach, the first guy to be taller than him, 6'7.5" and 17 stone 11. Wach to the 17 stone 9 of Klitschko here. Doesn't often happen. Wach goes hunting after Klitschko does get in with his jab this time. Is he prepared to gamble? Is he prepared to throw the dice? Wach, I think he's going to have to.
Well, he's just getting picked off at the moment at range, and so he's had a little burst at that start of this second round, and he may have some success, but he's got to quicken his feet up a little bit. His feet are far too slow, and he's up against an opponent here who's mobile, who's quick on his feet, who's got a very fast jab. So he's either got to get in there and beat his opponent to the shot, or he's got to lean back a little bit more and make his opponent actually fall short and then go back with a counter.
I mean, you can say that the Klitschko brothers are getting old. This is the younger one, of course, Wladimir, but they haven't been in very many hard fights that would leave a lot of wear and tear, in all honesty. That's a big crunching right hand that time from the man called Dr. Steelhammer, Wladimir Klitschko.
Well, you can see the confidence in Klitschko as well when he lands that right hand. The punches, there's so much better quality in the work from Klitschko. His punches a lot quicker. Back again, his work is a bit sloppy, it's too slow.
That's what I thought when I watched him on tape. He'd be too slow for Wladimir Klitschko unless he got lucky with a right hand, and people don't tend to get lucky with Wladimir Klitschko. Again, looks for the right hand, misses that time. We've argued about the emotional effect of the death of trainer Emmanuel Stewart on Wladimir Klitschko. Remember when he fought David Hay, his father was very seriously ill in hospital and died shortly after, and there was no effect there, so he's able to separate these things once he climbs into the ring.
Yeah, seems to be very mentally strong, does Wladimir Klitschko. And what we may see from him now is he may just start working downstairs a little bit with that right hand. He's overreaching now and again. He's landed it a couple of times, and that's giving him the confidence to throw it, but he's missed on the odd occasion, and so we might see him now just drop downstairs with a couple of those shots.
What Wach is looking for here is one of the biggest sensations in world heavyweight history. There have been sensations before. Gumshield's come out here. That's the problem. Quite rightly, the referee, Eddie Cotton, waiting for a little lull in the action before doing that. Cotton, by the way, was the referee for Lennox Lewis against Mike Tyson in 2002 in Memphis. I was there. They had security guards separating the two fighters across the ring that night because they were so worried about something happening beforehand. It was all nonsensical, but it made good TV.
It looked good, yeah.
No problem so far for Wladimir Klitschko, dominating behind his jab as he so often does. Trying to get the jab going, not really getting there with it. His footwork so good, getting out of range, Wladimir. Of course, the fascinating subplot going on here is how soon might they be tempted, the Klitschko brothers, to engage the likes of David Price and Tyson Fury.
That's what you do. Make this fight rough.
You've probably got a while to wait, I think, yet, if sense prevails, but there might be money on offer for those two.
Good right hand again from Klitschko, down the middle.
A reminder that we have David Price's manager with us tonight, Frank Maloney, in the studio. You'll hear from him later, along with Steve Bunce and former world heavyweight champion Tim Witherspoon. Great to have him around again.
And I think the Price and Fury, I think they have a better chance of probably boxing Wladimir than they do Vitali, because Vitali's a bit older, isn't he? He's about 40 years of age now, so he'll probably retire. But if Wladimir goes on to his 40, then he may end up boxing both of them.
Wladimir Klitschko in the red trunks, remember. Another massive crowd here. Everyone turning up in their finery and paying for some very expensive tickets, which include champagne and cordon bleu cooking. And Wach on the receiving end here. He can't really get into the fight. And how many times we've said that in Klitschko fights.
Well, it was good instruction from Klitschko's corner. Banks actually said to him, start using his jab a lot more, and he's come out and he's hit his opponent here with 5 or 6 good jabs. And he's starting to dominate now, is Klitschko. He's got that confidence with that shot, and it's a very fast jab indeed, and Wach just can't handle that, and then that right hand to follow as it just did there. It's good work from the champ.
And it's looking suspiciously like a softening up exercise, isn't it? Wach, if he didn't know beforehand, knows now. He's in a pretty deep ocean.
I think what's surprised Wach more than anything is the speed of Klitschko. His speed of punch is very good, far superior to his opponent, and also his movement. He doesn't just walk around in a slow moving boxer, Klitschko. He can get up on his toes, and he's quite mobile for such a big fella.
Olympic gold medalist as long ago as Atlanta 1996, Wladimir. It's all not bad for a guy who once said he wasn't really in love with boxing. He's made a lot of money out of it and made himself a huge star too. Very engaging character out of the ring as well, I should report.
I mean, Klitschko, the way he's walking forward here, working with the jab, superb shots, but his own left hand is very, very low. And Wach, maybe he should be trying to throw more right hands, because look how low Klitschko's left hand is. But again, the movement from him as he moves away, Wach just can't get there. His feet are far too slow.
See, the jab falls short all the time. And people have accused the Klitschkos of being robotic, but they're pretty successful robots, if that is the case.
At the end of the day, you can only beat who's in the division and who's around, and they've cleaned up, more or less. There's a couple out there that they haven't boxed. Maybe Alexander Povetkin, for one, would give a realistic challenge, but here again...
Well, they've given him the WBA title, so he doesn't have to fight the Klitschkos for one. That's a crazy bit of administration, but that's another story, as they say. Just look at the site here at this O2 World Arena in Hamburg. Not the same arena where Wladimir Klitschko fought David Hay, it should be said.
Just keep jab, you see the jabs are working. Go up and down with the jab.
Same city.
You're breaking them down.
Maybe the same result.
You started too fast a pace for him.
Well, Klitschko working very well with his jab there. The corner are happy with him. They're just saying, just keep that going. But here as well, coming through with the right hand, that is a cracking punch.
You're breaking them down.
And for me, it's all one-way traffic. Right hand there, just a different angle.
You're boxing good. Just keep on moving, keep the rhythm. He cannot keep it. Only time
I think he's in a real comfort zone at this stage, Klitschko.
Keep the jab up and down.
Wach just can't find the quality in the work.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Nice and calm in that corner. They know Jonathan Banks. He's been part of Emmanuel Stewart's team, a fringe contender himself as a boxer as well. He's often boxed on Klitschko undercards in the past. So here's the 4th round of this one. Red trunks, remember the champ, Wladimir Klitschko. Defence number 13 for him. More world heavyweight title fights than Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, his brother, and Mike Tyson. So there's a bit of longevity and a bit of pedigree building up, no matter what you think of the standard of some of the opposition. You can only beat the guys in front of you in your era, can't you?
That's it, exactly. And he seems to be able to handle almost any style that's put in front of him.
Having said all that, we wouldn't mind a bit of a return to something like the 70s heavyweight era, would we, again?
That's another story, isn't it?
With all the guys around there. Maybe someone will come out of the woodwork sometime soon.
I mean, he's just too far away, Wach. He's got to step in. Just getting picked off here. Just before that little sequence there, he just threw a shot far too short. It's easier said than done, but he's got to, as he's coming forward, move the head a little bit more. He's too static. Just target practice, in my opinion, here.
Well, it's just too big a move up in levels, I think, this for Wach. Only 14 of the 27 victims he's got had winning records. In other words, fighters who'd won more than they'd lost. So that tells its own story. I mean, one of his biggest wins was against the 38-year-old Kevin McBride. He's the guy that ended Tyson's career a long time ago. Still going.
Also beat Ty Fields, didn't he? And
well, he often gets beaten, Ty Fields.
Dealing with everyone.
His right hand has looked good a couple of times, notably against a guy called Christian Hammer, but he can't really get into this degree course he's on here, not at the moment anyway.
I think Wach realises he's being picked off at long range and he's just trying to edge closer to Klitschko, trying to get up close to him a little bit more, but by doing that, he's got to move his head. He's got to block that jab as he's coming forward.
I think he's trying everything he knows, Wach, but he just doesn't know enough. You never know, though. One moment, one right hand on the button. Seen it before.
No, definitely, yeah.
These are heavyweights. Very, very clever, Klitschko, just shutting the door on Wach every round.
Yeah, it's more of the same, isn't it? But I'm expecting Klitschko maybe to just up the tempo a little bit and start putting his punches together in combinations.
You don't got to throw it hard, just throw the right hand to the body. Get him from flinching from that right hand on top. Throw the jab, right hand to the body, pull back. Make sure you pull back. Right hand to the body, pull back.
Range on the outside there, that jab, straight right hand.
He's trying to brace for everything up top.
Again here, just lining his opponent up with the left and then coming across with the right, but there he missed the target.
Don't stop using your jab. He's confused. He don't know what to do when you use the jab. You hit him with it every time. And you also...
What an improvement there's been, though, in Wladimir Klitschko. I mean, I was there in Hanover that night when Corey Sanders, who'd spoke to us on the eve of the fight, and said, I'm retiring, you know, I'm just here for a bit of a payday. I'll do my best. He knocked out Wladimir Klitschko in 2 rounds. It was a sensation. We all thought then, well, this guy's too chinny. He doesn't want to be in a fight. You know, it's all going to go wrong. Then he hired Emmanuel Stewart, and he's only lost 1 other fight since against Lamont Brewster. And has put together this... well, it's an amazing run, really. I mean, I think one of the last things Emmanuel said talking about him is, I think he's just about unbeatable now, you know. Yeah. I can't see anyone out there to beat him. He might be right about that. Back again, caught with that chopping right hand. This time it's just really a question here of whether and when Wladimir Klitschko feels he's softened up Wach enough to go in and maybe just finish the job or invite the referee in, so to speak, to end proceedings. Pretty one-sided, this.
Yeah, that second right hand there definitely had an effect on Wach. He went back to the ropes just to again get a little bit of a breather, but that second right hand in particular was a good and very hard shot from Klitschko. But you heard Banks say that he'd like to see him switch maybe downstairs, the right hand to the body. I just think he needs to start throwing the shots, maybe in 2s and 3s rather than these single shots.
And meanwhile, Wach is thinking, Klitschko's jabbing. Well, the problem is really, as he throws in another 3-punch combination, he's almost a bit too good for his own good in terms of drama and marquee value. I mean, the American TV people, they don't show the Klitschko fights. They show the Hay one, but not many of the rest of them in recent times. Of course, they're waiting for another American heavyweight to emerge. There's a couple of, like Seth Mitchell and Deontay Wilder, but they're, to say their careers have been slow burning would be something of an understatement. Maybe they're all waiting for a non-Klitschko dominated time.
Yeah, they may be waiting a while.
It might.
Yeah, this is fairly easy now for Klitschko, mainly because Wach, the way he's coming forward, very just plodding forward. There's no head movement. It's a fairly easy target to hit. And at times he's even been trying to move his head under the long left hand of Klitschko's, concedes that height and reach, and by doing that then he just walks straight onto that right hand. Very difficult for him indeed.
Here are the chance for Klitschko. He's caught by that right hand there, though. He's got him. We won Wach, and for a moment he was stung and hurt there. There's a change in the plot. That was the moment we were waiting for. And Wach gets a measure of encouragement right at the end of that round. So what have we here?
Well, we needed something like that to happen, Ian, to be quite honest, because it was all one-way traffic. And what a right hand that was from Wach.
Don't come out that far.
Definitely had an effect.
This round, use your legs. Use your legs in this boxing.
Just when it looked almost ridiculously easy.
Use your legs in this boxing. Out jab them, feint them, do everything. This is the time to use your legs. It's just boxing. That's all you got to do. That's all I want. I just want to see you boxing this round.
Holds on, buys a bit of time. Felt it, didn't he, that one?
Oh, definitely, yeah, it was a good right hand. Just got a little bit complacent. Klitschko.
Stay loose, don't relax.
Gets caught.
On the rope. Every time you defense.
Would have been interesting if that punch was delivered at the start of the round.
That was in the 300th professional round of Wladimir Klitschko's career as well. It almost turned into a very significant one. One-way traffic until then. Here's round 6. Poland's challenger, Mariusz Wach, in the black trunks.
Well, we said earlier, didn't we, that Klitschko has got this low left hand. And we just didn't think that Wach could find the punch. Didn't think he'd got the quality to land that shot, but he did there. And now he must target that punch again, maybe behind that double jab right hand combination. Or as Klitschko's trying to land the jab, just to come back with a fast right hand counter.
Complaining about a lack of drama. We certainly had a bit there towards the end of the 5th round. That right hand, which is the honey punch for Wach. Can he do it again, though? Or will that make Wladimir Klitschko redouble his efforts, maybe, to get a stoppage here? Oh, terrific work there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jabs in a row.
Yeah, simple boxing again from Klitschko, keeping his man at bay. Boxing more with a little bit more caution in this round. Is Klitschko behind that jab, not allowing his opponent to get close to him at all. And that's why he has been champion for so long. He boxes very, very clever, boxes to tactics, and he can chop and change those tactics as the contest goes on.
Yeah, he's very clever at measuring distance, isn't he?
Yeah.
With those jabs.
And he does that behind the jab, yeah.
Yeah. Just switching for a moment there to a semi-southpaw, kind of leading with the right for a moment, just by way of variation. Not seen that much from him. Back to normal now. Wach having to eat up a lot of punches. They surely must have some effect sometime soon, you'd think. Not much has missed, has it?
He's got to try and target this right hand in. As he's coming forward, block the left jab and just throw the right hand over the top.
Who's trained by Juan De Leon, who used to have the heavyweight Joe Messi, sold a lot of tickets. Another right hand chopping one there from Wach, and he got steamed up because he thought Wladimir Klitschko had said that he had disrespected Emmanuel Stewart. He said, I never did anything of the sort, and now I've said to Wach, every time you hit him, you're hitting him for me as well. So it all got a bit out of control and steamed up in the interview I saw with Juan de Leon, Wach's trainer. Trying to engineer a chance of that right hand again, but he's caught by quite a big-looking right-hander. That just seemed to stiffen the legs a bit to me, that one.
That was a good right hand.
It was, wasn't it?
I don't know why Klitschko then went into hold there. Very cautious now, Klitschko, but another good round for him there.
I've got to say, Wach's lasted a bit longer than some people thought, hasn't he, already, and done a little bit better than some people thought. At least he's landed that one right hand.
He throw everything. He hit you with everything.
Yeah, here again, Klitschko just lining his opponent up. Left hand and the right comes through.
Very accurate.
Yeah, accurate. And he boxed with more caution in this round. There he is, hitting his opponent with 2, 3 jabs.
He hit you with everything, can take you out yet. Breathe in again, baby. Time for you.
Straight left
you
there.
Him in that last
and there's the right hand again from Klitschko.
And you let it go.
And that's when he just held on and just
He
puzzled me a little bit there, because that was a good right hand shot.
Going 12 rounds all day. He ain't in better shape than you. He's tired.
A lot of people talking in that corner, including Vitaly. 7th round coming up. We move into the second half of the contest. In title defences, only David Hay and Sultan Ibragimov have lasted the distance with Wladimir Klitschko. The other 10 he's managed to stop, usually by wearing them down behind the jab and then taking them out later on. I wonder if that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah, and David Hay's the only boxer who's taken Wladimir Klitschko the distance in his last 8 bouts. Oh, good shot. Great right hand that was.
Quick, wasn't it, as well? Super accurate with the jab. It's almost laser controlled, it seems, at times.
I think Wach, Ian, he takes a good shot. I mean, he's been caught with some real good right hands here. A lot of power in these shots. Seems to take a punch and then tries to land another one of his own. Klitschko just dropping that left hand, inviting that shot again, and nearly got caught.
And although he's slow, Wach, when he does throw that right, he does throw it pretty fast. Which just gives him that little glimmer of hope. Just controlling it again behind that jab. It's like a big telegraph pole coming out and ramming into your face all the time. Sickening for a fight to that,
yep.
Richie.
No, absolutely. Every boxer will tell you, worst thing, just left jab or right jab from the southpaw, just sticking in your face all night long. Oh, good 1-2. That backs him up.
Just stepped it up a little, hasn't he, in this round, I think, Klitschko. Another right hand, thuds home. When will one of these have a bigger effect? And another one. Getting a bit unrelenting and systematic, this punishment now, isn't it? He just has no head movement, can't get out of the way of them.
Now he's landing some good 1-2 combinations in this round, Klitschko. But when he does that, now and again, he just leans in too much. And that's when he may be open to a right-hand counter coming back.
Oh, look at these.
Oh, lovely.
This is about a 6-7 punch combination. Wach shakes his head. Looks a bit rueful, though. Welcome to the big league.
Yeah, and he just showed me something there that a punch he should be throwing more of is that left hook. He's been throwing plenty of 1-2s there. He backed his opponent up with the 1-2 and then threw the left hook. That's what maybe he should be doing as he steps inside after landing that right hand. Just finish on the left hook.
I think to Wladimir, to be beaten other than him be caught by a heavy shot as he was a few times early in his career. So big right hand, 2 throughs, looking for a finish there. Bell came at a very good time for Wach.
Great end to the round for Klitschko, coming on strong. some signs there from this fella that he's just weakening a little bit now.
Well, the Wach family are here watching. It can't be easy to watch. He's having to take a lot here on the biggest fighting night of his life, going for the heavyweight championship of the world. They don't come much bigger than that.
Keep that rhythm. Beautiful. Beautiful boxing. It's time you start banging. Bang, 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 straight right here.
Ref's got to give him every chance, but he won't want to see too many more rounds like that one.
No, he started to get caught with some bigger shots in this round. His right hand coming up here. Super punch that was. Doesn't want to be taking too many more of those.
It's the 8th round coming up. And almost as if he took it as a bit of an insult to be caught by that biggish right hand a couple of rounds ago. Since then, Wladimir Klitschko has certainly moved into a higher gear. He looks to resume that now. I think he wants to end this now, you know. If he starts off quick in this round and starts hammering in these combinations again, there'll be 3 minutes of it, and Eddie Cotton is going to have to look on pretty closely.
Yeah, that was another hard right hand in, and again, these are really having an effect on Wach now.
That one didn't quite land flush. Very brave Wach, having to take a lot here, and he doesn't really have much answer at the moment, not technically anyway.
A bit of swelling just to the left of his eye on the cheek.
And again, can't miss. And again, the referee has to start thinking about this a little more seriously if it carries on like this. Huge hook in there, body punches as well. These are punches being thrown with devil and menace now by the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, Klitschko senses the end here now. He's got the confidence, he knows his opponent's weakening, and he's really going for it now, just for the stoppage.
And he's just getting pounded in there now. Non-stop aggression. He might even look round at the referee and say to him, look, when are you going to dive in and save this fella? Because it's becoming a bit uncomfortable to watch this, more than a bit.
Sustained pressure now from Klitschko. And look at Wach. Body language is really bad there on the ropes, taking a lot of shots. The referee's got to have a look here.
He's out of his depth here, and it's showing. Now, how much more does Eddie Cotton want to see of this? Wach, so brave, tries to throw one back somewhere in there, but he'll be very, very foggy, I would think, in there now. This has been a very, very one-sided round indeed.
It's important for Wladimir Klitschko now to finish this. Doesn't want his opponent to be coming through this wall, this barrage of shots.
Bit unsteady on his legs as well, unsurprisingly. He's shown a fantastic durability, resilience, heart and chin here, Wach. But it looks like being very much in a losing cause.
That's a 10-8 round, this is.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Despite the fact there was no knockdown. Corner have to think about it as well, don't they? Something you need your cornermen to be compassionate sometimes.
That's what I want.
I agree with you there, Ian. I think the corner should have a look at him. They know it's only a matter of time, but I do fear for the man in the opposite corner.
There's no sign of anybody going over there to check what shape he's in. Referee Eddie Cotton, maybe even a ring doctor.
Remember, he's never tasted defeat, we know, but he's never been in with anyone of the quality of Klitschko. And here he really went for it, pinning his man on the ropes here. And Wach, head down, taking the shots, nothing coming back. And I don't think anyone would have argued if the referee had jumped in here.
You've got to think too, there are other fights and other nights in his career as well, and a very bad one, bad beating can, well, sometimes you never come back from them in boxing terms. Having said that, fantastic courage from Wach.
And some boxers can grow in confidence when they come through a storm like that and they're not stopped, they're still in there. And now Wach trying to land that jab. But Klitschko, you do feel that it'll just be a matter of time, and he's just got to keep the pressure up without getting sloppy. Remember, he got complacent a few rounds ago and he got caught with that right hand. But it does seem a much weaker Wach now.
Another straight right. Again, he sort of walked straight through it. Mariusz Wach. Huge coverage of this fight in Poland, his native country, though he has been based in New Jersey in the United States in recent times, and has been fighting on smaller shows there in ballrooms when on an Indian reservation. Here he is in front of a huge crowd in Hamburg. Every Klitschko fight is a big happening, believe me.
You've got to take your hat off to Wach for the courage he's showing and taking punch after punch here. But worlds apart in terms of the quality.
And that's been the problem for the division in recent years, if we're brutally honest about it. Just gone into lower gear again in this round. Wladimir Klitschko having expended a lot of energy trying to force the stoppage in the last one. I wonder when America, the country which produced the likes of Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, Muhammad Ali, Frazier, Foreman, Holmes, Holyfield, Bowe, Tyson, where's the next big American heavyweight coming from then?
Don't forget our studio guest, Tim Witherspoon, world champ.
Yeah,
two-time world champ.
And a few others that we didn't mention. Oh, another cracking right hand, isn't it, from Wladimir Klitschko.
Pinpoint accuracy there from Klitschko. The pace has dropped off this round, but understandably from Klitschko, he put a lot of effort in that earlier round.
It was a quiet round that time. Same story though, same outcome on the scorecards.
You know, I haven't given him a round, I really haven't. He may have shared the fifth with that last, with the last right hand, last 20 seconds or so, but
don't think it was enough, to be honest.
No,
I think it's a shutout on the cards, all right. It's very one-sided. Of most Klitschko fights have tended to be.
It's just more of the same. Accurate work here, though, from Klitschko. Right hand especially, the one. And he's been taken apart just slowly. Is Wach. And keeping his distance all the time when he's throwing those shots, not taking any risks. You look down the list of heavyweights and you ask, where is the next challenger going to come from? I mean, maybe a Povetkin, I don't know. Robert Helenius. From Finland.
Well, he really lost to Chisora, didn't he? Chisora didn't get it. So I don't know about that, really. I don't feel any great demand for that. But
well, there is Tyson Fury and David Price, but I feel they're probably a little bit further down the road.
Yeah. They'd have no trouble selling David Price against one of the Klitschko brothers right now, but whether that would be the right move this early for Price, well, I doubt, frankly. He's fighting Matt Skelton, of course, soon. I'm sure Frank Maloney will be telling us all about that later. Remember, he's in our studio tonight with Tim Witherspoon, the former world heavyweight champion. Steve Bunce will be conducting affairs in his own inimitable style.
I think Price and Fury would give a much better challenge than what Wach is doing here, and that's all with due respect to Wach, he's just been taken apart here. He's shown a lot of grit and determination. He's took a lot of shots, but in terms of the quality of his work against the champion, I mean, he's in another league really here, Klitschko.
Fascinating thing would have been to see how the Klitschkos got on in that famous 70s era we were talking about, with Frazier and Foreman and Ali and the rest of them. You never know. You can debate it all night long over a beer. Or something.
You're buying anyway. But here, Klitschko, just a change in tactic here, just on the outside now, starting to move a lot more. He's actually inviting his opponent onto him, maybe trying to bring him onto a right hand, but I like to see the variety from Klitschko. He can go forward, but he can also box on the back foot the way he's doing here and keeping that gap, taking no risks at all and picking his opponent off. And I think what he's trying to do, he's trying to line him up for the right hand, bring his opponent onto it.
He's just coasted really for 1.5 rounds for me here, Klitschko, after putting that huge effort in the 8th. Very brave Wach, but totally outclassed, and really his ranking of number 4 by the WBC is, in all honesty, a nonsense. He's done nothing at all to deserve a ranking that high. But they've got to fight somebody, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, Wach has actually got, I think, a ranking of about 14, 15 by the WBA and IBF, and the WBO is around there, so the ranking system sometimes can be a little misleading.
Now the big right hand. Wach tried to throw that right hand, just hoping for one jackpot punch. He's kind of walked away before the bell there. It's almost as if he knew that the 10-second warning had come up, and I thought, oh, that's enough for this one. Knocked off early.
Come on, but you got to see this round was a lot better. Mariusz, you got it. Okay, cold water. Okay.
I'm amazed he's still there.
Yeah, so am I. And I've expected Klitschko to actually step it up a little bit, but he hasn't really done that. He's been cautious as ever.
Bag on out there with your guard up and make sure it's close. Don't bag up too wide. Make sure it's close.
Well, Lennox was often accused, wasn't he, of being cautious, and sometimes he was, but other times he showed a real destructive streak when the mood took him.
Right hand. He going right hand crazy. Boxing.
Ask Andrew Galotta, the aforementioned poll. Was it 95 seconds?
Well, you box to your strength, don't you? And this is what Klitschko is doing here. He's a much better mid to long-range boxer. But you just expect a little bit more from him now against an opponent who's fairly easy to hit.
Here we go again. Is this going to be a repeat of the 8th? He started early this time, Wladimir Klitschko. It's the old 1-2, isn't it? The jab and the right hand over the top.
Yeah, his straight punches have been superb tonight. The right hand especially, but in that 1-2 combination, and also his jab, he hasn't really needed to throw many hooks. He's only thrown a couple. Now, this is lovely stuff now. Really getting to his man. Again, sensing victory here, Klitschko.
He's so upright, and there's absolutely no head movement from Wach, and that really is a basic against a guy with a jab as good as Wladimir Klitschko. You've got to be rolling from the waist in the style of a Joe Frazier of old to avoid some of these punches.
Wach now, he was just sitting on the ropes there as if he was expecting the referee maybe to step in there. He's very, very tired. His corner are shouting at him, trying to urge him forward, but keeps on walking onto him.
I think the referee could have stepped in at some point in the 8th round without too much of a complaint. I'm not saying he should have done, but there were many moments there where Wach seemed on the very verge of being stopped, but he wasn't.
You see, unfortunately for Wach, he's so tall, and he's not really designed for boxing on the inside, and haven't seen any work from him on the inside. But now and again, Klitschko lands shots and he falls into his opponent, and he grabs and he holds. He doesn't work on the inside himself. He just grabs to get a rest, does Klitschko, but Wach fails to see it.
Klitschko's so good at it, he just diffuses his opponents. He denies them the chance to execute any plan they might have.
Everything's at mid and long range with Klitschko. He doesn't work on the inside at all, but I don't suppose he has to. He boxes so well at distance. You watch him here, look, see the way he grabs, just holds on, just to get a little bit of a rest. Does all his work at range.
And he's only really had that one moment of bother in the whole fight. And for me, he's won every round so far. And nearly all of them by a long distance. I think he's going to be going on for a while yet, if he wants to. Mr. Sylvester Stallone here for the not-so-subtle promotion of the musical Rocky opening soon in Hamburg.
I think he'd give Klitschko a good bout, actually. Because look how well he did against Ivan Drago, the big Russian. Sorted him out.
Whatever happened to Ivan Drago?
Yeah, I don't know.
Last round, Wladimir, last round.
He's probably on the undercard at the York Hall sometime soon in Bethnal Green.
Yeah. Lands with just a rare right hand there, does Wach. And then Klitschko, as you say, just holds it on the inside.
Get your rhythm, keep it the whole round. Move and box. Yep, move and box. Just keep moving and box. He could try to get lucky this round. Keep moving, Wladimir. Get your rhythm and keep.
It's a good warning there, I think, to Wladimir Klitschko. Final round here. Mariusz Wach will want to hear that final bell. Perhaps he deserves to after everything he's taken.
Well, interesting instruction there from Jonathan Banks saying to Klitschko as he's going out, just be careful now. He's going to try and throw everything at you. Just be cautious. Just got to see it out now, hasn't he?
Slipped on something there by the look of it. There's a bit of water that's spilt into the ring. Tries that right hand again. No luck. And Klitschko quite happy to stay out of harm's way. Miles and miles ahead on points. Couple of left hooks for good measure.
He really does just look there for the taking, doesn't he? Oh, got a little bit scrappy there, a bit naughty.
That's a slip.
Wach, yeah.
Just wants to close the show now, get to that final bell. I think he's kind of accepted he probably is not going to be able to stop Mariusz Wach. I mean, there are bound to be critics who'll say, well, he should have done.
Yeah, definitely.
Guy of this level, why didn't he? Fair criticism?
I think so. I think there'll be a lot of people out there who will say, you know, he should be stopping this opponent. Although Wach is undefeated, he's in another league compared to Klitschko, and yeah, and I would have to agree with him to a certain degree that yeah, he should be stopping this type of opponent, and he hasn't done it.
But he is a tough guy, isn't he? He's obviously got a chin, and he's resilient. He's got himself fit for the fight, and
oh, slight cut as well.
Yeah, slight hit now. Might be some rare work for Jacob Stitch Duran in the corner. Too late to matter, and not that serious anyway.
I mean, he's won every round, and yet he will get criticised here, Klitschko.
They're almost taken for granted now, aren't they? I think everybody's just waiting for something else to happen in the heavyweight division, other than the era of Klitschko dominance. The brutal truth is, Wach hasn't looked nearly good enough. Bar that one right hand, he's always lived in hope of landing another one with an even more spectacular effect. But it is all over, and the result is a formality. Klitschko is going to hold on to his World Heavyweight Championships.
Well, he's absolutely dominated this contest, Wladimir Klitschko. Won every round.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Apart from that one right hand that you spoke about there, Ian, this fella just didn't have the tools for the job tonight. Tough fella as he is, took right hand after right hand, got a little bit boring at times. Klitschko, we were expecting, or I was expecting him maybe to step up and just to stop his opponent here, but he couldn't do it. And I think you have to give a lot of credit to Wach for staying in there as long as he did. But total domination from Klitschko.
Can you see anybody out there at all to give him a proper argument?
I think our boys, Price and Fury, will give him a definite good bout. Both of them would. And I also think Alexander Povetkin, the Russian, would also give him a realistic challenge, yes.
So we await the collation of the scorecards here. Mike Ancona from the USA, Adelaide Bird, an experienced official, a McCain American, and a Canadian, Pascual Procopio. But it's only a question of just collating the cards and the exact margin. He's okay, that's the main thing I think for Mariusz. He took a lot there, won't have done him too much good, but it'll have done his pride a lot of good, because he can go home and say, well, he wasn't knocked out, he wasn't stopped, he went the distance with Wladimir Klitschko, but at no point really did he threaten to become a sensational new world heavyweight champion. They all know, don't they?
I think that's his son on his chest, and there's the little lad there.
Yeah, that's him, I think, isn't it? One day he'll be able to tell him the whole story. Still the champion. 13th defence definitely wasn't an unlucky one for him, and of course he's done it, and I'm sure there are moments there in the corner where his mind might have even thought about Emmanuel Stewart and what he might have said at moments like that. No disrespect to Jonathan Banks, who obviously did a very solid job there. And he said, didn't he? He said, rest in peace, Emmanuel, and I'll carry on with all the goals we'd set.
Yeah.
And he's going to go over to the big memorial in midweek in Detroit for Emmanuel Stewart, and that will be some occasion, I tell you. And he's promised too that the people at the Kronk gym will be looked after. Typical classy gesture.
Sylvester Stallone there. It is like another Ivan Drago contest, isn't it?
There's no Rocky story in there,
no,
for real.
Just picked up a nick on his right eye, didn't he?